will anybody coming into my office, but for the blog specifically, Mr. Outzen, I call you out wherever you are listening or watching. You're off base and you're out of line when you suggest there's a gang of 3 up here trying to run this county. We are doing our job to collect information from everybody. And for you to steer the intention onto something that's false. We have the Nate Monroe with the News Journal here. If he has questions of us, he asks us, and we respond. Mr. Outzen, wherever you are, get your butt in here, and I'd be happy to give you a response, too. But to rush to judgment on some conspiracy going on here that doesn't exist, not only questions your intentions, but it does look bad on the county in general. So when folks from Airbus blogging, getting online from Europe to see how we're doing here in Escambia County, to see if they want to come here, I hold at your doorstep the responsibility to make us look good, not bad, in the eyes of the public around the world who are considering bringing jobs here. We are all diligent in our efforts up here at different times, doing a great job, and I commend my 4 of the commissioners. All doing a very good job, but we must let this administrator, whether the sheriff or the sheriff's team wants me as part of a jail transition team or not, I'll put my ego aside too. But you best get along with this administrator, and do not rush to judgment on what it is we know or don't know. There will be no comments from the public. I understand you'd like to speak. I'm trying to stay on the agenda.
Commissioners, there is a page that deals with quite a bit of numbers. If there's any questions...
I'm on it. The only reason he brought it up is because there's a lot of misunderstanding out there about what is going on. And to say nothing, we're held hostage to the freedom of the press and our ability not to respond to it until it's on the agenda.
It actually happened while we were at lunch. These postings came up on Rick's blog. That's what's going on, almost as we speak.
I recognize Mr. Outzen just walked in the room, and Mr. Outzen, if you're looking to speak, I'm not going to recognize you right now after just saying you're welcome to ask us some questions, and you'll do so just like any other reporter at the end of the meeting. We are hours behind on this agenda, on the committee of the whole agenda. But there is certainly some misgivings I have with things you've said and reported that are off base and hurtful, if not out of line. And I welcome the chance for you to come in and interview me in person before I have to read this diatribe and commentary from phone calls from the public. It's hurtful, sir, absent anything else.
As a matter of fact, I'll call him.
I don't want to engage with him because I just did George, I just said there'll be no comments from him or Nate Monroe in the spirit of our focus on our meeting here. So are you through with this quick report on the jail?
All I'm going to say is I made the same request to Mr. Outzen last week. He was going to call me Tuesday. I said I'd come over and answer any question. I've never received that phone call.
Mr. May.
Judge, we still...
And Mr. Roberts.
Yeah, real quick. I don't want to beat it up either, Mr. Chair. It's still safe to say we're going to make everything come in with the 2.6, correct?
Just please quit worrying about what the press... I know it's personal and emotional. I had more press, negative press, than anybody sitting here a year or so ago. You win no battles by trying to... They got a ton more ink than you got, and we don't need to keep doing this. Let's stay to the subject. If it's going to cause this every time we meet, don't give me a weekly. Just do the job. Let's get on with the transition. We would send a letter by the sheriff stating he was going to turn the jail over to us. Let's don't keep beating this around in the press. Don't even read them blogs, George. I thought you knew better than that.
Well, look, commissioners, please. This wasn't even on the agenda. It was a courtesy just to... Well, he was interested in doing what we asked him to do originally, and that's to give us a weekly jail report. I thought it was convenient at this time to do that. It did stray, and your point's well received. Back on agenda, gentlemen and ladies. The county administrator candidates and selection process, item 6, Mr. Turner.
It's not me. You're always talking. You're always talking about what's on the blogs and what's on the media. You're the one talking. You know, I got the floor, but you're the one who's always talking about what Rick Outzen has said or what Nate said. So again, let's be very clear about who talks.
You play to them.
You constantly talk about what is going on. Just watch it every single time it comes up. Which ones
you're playing to them.
I can't even begin to talk because you're in the middle of talking the entire time while I'm talking. You constantly talk about media. Media this, media said that. I read this in the blog. I read that. I don't even read. You told George not to read the blogs. I don't even read the blogs.
I don't either.
I want to stay out of it. Well, that's good. Don't reference them anymore up here. You're the one talking about the media.
still in the audience, that this is one of the marathon sessions. Commissioners, I'm suggesting that I have to leave. I'm a half hour late on something that's a personal matter that must be addressed at home. I'm turning item 7 over to the vice chairman to handle after I pass him the gavel, and the rest of you can decide how many of these items left on this agenda you intend to go through today. I regret I'm going to miss the ECAT, First Transit Group, speaking on the benefits for the mass transit employees, but I strongly support that. Anything they can do to bring those benefits forward to those employees. I've just got to run on a personal matter. But to the issue at hand, I really would like to take the rest of the items on this agenda, Mr. Administrator, and get them on the next committee of the whole as first thing, if the commissioners in my absence don't address them.
I'll try to do as many as we can before 5 o'clock.
That's good.
Do as many as we can before 5 o'clock.
Okay. Are there any other comments? Okay. I'll excuse myself. Mr. Vice Chairman, you are now chairman.